Hello again, it's Language Barrel coming to you live from Bogota. Again, my podcast is entitled Man Overboard 50 Ain't Nothing But a Number, Yo. This is going to be pretty short. This is in reference to a bike tour that I decided to book at the last minute. I booked it, today is Thursday, August 26th. So I woke up at 10 o'clock or 10:30 and decided to book a bike tour. They had one in the afternoon that left at 1:30, so I actually booked that tour, which left out of Candelaria in downtown or near El Centro, Bogota. So just some things pretty briefly. I'll go through this pretty briefly, and this will be a short video. First up is the bike tour. Like I said, didn't want to do it. Ended up being one of the best experiences I've had in Colombia since I've been here. What I would advise people, if they're thinking about doing it, do it as soon as possible, because you're going to get a good perspective and a good understanding of the local area before you start wandering around trying to figure out what you want to do. This bike tour was about 4 hours and took us through various neighborhoods so that we could have an understanding of it. And again, I wish I would have did this first, because a lot of neighborhoods, because of the reputation, I didn't even visit. So without this bike tour, I would not have ventured into these neighborhoods. Second point, it is the best way to see Bogota. You are ground level with the people. Now you are in traffic, and Bogota traffic can be a challenge, but if you have a good bike guide, that bike guide will make sure that you stay as safe as possible and use the roads that are less traveled by traffic, which means buses, bikes, motorcycles, scooters, and cars, and trucks. I mean, Colombia is no joke when it comes to traffic. Places that we did visit. So we visited a fruit market where we tried all different kinds of fruits. And I must say that we tried about 8 different fruits. And the only fruit that I tried that I've eaten before was a mango. There were fruits that I couldn't pronounce, and the dragon fruit, I actually liked that a lot. And then some fruits were just very bitter and very citrusy. They have a lot of citrusy fruits here in Colombia. And then there was one fruit, I can't even think of the name, but it was very viscous, and it looked like snot. But I ate it because it's a fruit. It's not going to kill you, so you just got to get used to the texture. Art studio, and that was pretty cool. I posted pictures of this, obviously, on my Facebook page. It's a private Facebook page, so obviously you can't see it, but I did take them. It was actually an art studio that used to be in an old abandoned woodworking shop. So it was actually pretty cool. The art was I thought it was fairly expensive for Colombia. I mean, there were pieces in there generally that started at like $100 US. So that's not likely that a bunch of tourists on bikes are going to be buying art. So I'm not sure what the ultimate purpose was, other than as when you get back to your home place, if you will follow them, and then if you express some interest, you might be able to purchase art there. Now, the one thing I will say is I have 3 postcards, and I cannot find a post office in Colombia. So I'm not sure how they do the mail here. I went to a place called it's a Servicio or something like that. And so pretty much it's like a UPS FedEx place. And so they wanted to charge me like 230,000 pesos or something, some crazy amount of money. And I told the guy, look, I paid $2 million for these, like 50 cents. So there's no way I'm gonna pay a lot of money to send postcards to the US. So what I'll probably do in essence is when I get back to the US, I'll buy some stamps and I'll just stick them in the mail. So they'll be stamped from the US. Next up is the coffee house or coffee shop. So Colombia is known for coffee the world over. And so we got to stop at a coffee place where they actually do the roasting of beans. I got to taste some beans that were roasted and got a brief explanation of what is a good coffee bean and what is a bad coffee bean. And then I was informed by the guide that the best of everything is exported out of Colombia, right? Coffee, oil, what else was it? Some other kind of gems or something. Gold, the mining, they do a lot of mining here. So the best of everything is exported out of Colombia because they just need the revenue. And the worst or the less marketable items are given to the Colombian people. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? I know. But that's the way it is here. And that was an excellent excellent cup of coffee. I had a cappuccino, and the girl actually did the foam and made it look like a teddy bear. Again, it's on my private Facebook page. But I was impressed. It was extremely, extremely nice. The last place that he took me to, and so if you're familiar, if you're a man and you're familiar with Colombia and Bogota, then you're familiar with Santa Fe. And that's the area of high prostitution. I mean, a lot of the prostitutes are Venezuelan. There's been a migration of Venezuelans due to the collapse of the economic system and the government. So a lot of them have migrated into Colombia, and a lot of them are in Bogota, or not just Bogota, but also Medellin. And they end up in really the more urban, or we would call them ghettos, because that's what they are, in large cities. And the women end up gravitating towards prostitution because that's kind of what it is. They have very limited other opportunities. And I would say even for the citizens of Bogota, the Colombians, there are not a lot of well-paying, well, I shouldn't say a lot of well-paying jobs, but a lot of people work at minimum wage. So there are the jobs that they get are difficult to come by. And they end up doing things like sweeping streets. I'm not talking about the Venezuelans, I'm talking about the Colombians. Or just selling whatever they can sell. It's a very market-driven country. I mean, if you don't work and hustle, you don't eat unless you're eating out of the trash. So I just want to get back to this issue with prostitution. Depending on, I don't know what your stands are on prostitution, but here it's legal. And prostitution in Colombia is legal. And that's all. That's probably all I'm going to say about that. So it was a first-hand view at Santa Fe neighborhoods, and I must say that they're probably worse than what the videos show. But that's all I'm going to say about prostitution in Colombia. So that's it. Again, this bike tour was one of the best things I ever did. I did it the last minute. It was on my agenda to do first, and I really should have did it like the first full day I got here, because I have excellent bearings now, but this is my last day. I leave tomorrow morning. So it's just weird the way things turn out. All right. So I hope you guys got something from this. And if you're traveling, be safe out there. We'll see you in the next video.